brought me alive. Going wrong like nonsense, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. They took my hands without an alibi. I didn't think we could fall in love. Broken from the start, chained to our past. We had closed hearts. We are breaking free. It's just you and me.
Good evening, all you lovely viewers out there. We are currently waiting on some final. Oh, there was a big strike of lightning here. Um, we are currently waiting on some last minute changes to potential players, getting some of the players to file in. So I'm gonna put maybe about 5 or 10 more minutes on the timer, and then we will see you back then.
I'm running away from this pain. I'm trying to find a new way where the sun's shining down on my face. I'm running away. You're in a toxic relationship. Time to be free. You're not good for me. Please play me, baby. I'm running away from this pain. I'm trying to find a new way where the sun's shining down on my face. I'm running away. You're in a toxic relationship. Time to be free.
All right, I think we are potentially on track to start pretty soon. If you want to unmute, rise up us.
Howdy doody, everybody. So, today we are playing Krabby Patties versus A.P.E.S with periods. Because why wouldn't that be?
I still
I
don't
mean,
know what the acronym is for that, honestly.
that is a good question. That would be a thing we can ask at the end of the games. Figure out what it stands for. I mean, when you have Kolossal Kortex on your team, has to be a monkey reference.
Oh yeah,
Has
and
to.
Zanrick, Zanrick,
Yep.
Kolossal Kortex, very much monkeys.
Yep. Very much in sync. One might say they are brothers.
One
Just
might
might,
say that.
for those that know them.
So going
Yeah.
into today, I think we've
Mm-hmm.
seen apes play around in the first week. We saw Krabby Patties play last week. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and did they play the following week? I don't know how many rounds each of them played. I think they've only played once, each of them.
Um, I think Apes. I think one of the teams at least played twice
Okay.
because I5 took the first bye. So if one of them took the other bye last week, that would mean that one of them have played or they have at least played twice already. So, maybe some tricks have been revealed since, but for now, at least one of them's played twice and one of them's played once.
hmm
So,
So I'm not sure if you've seen all of the games, but what are you thinking as far as Krabby Patties versus Apes? What do you think as far as like their comps? I know you know some of the players. Um,
mm-hmm.
just wondering what you're thinking about what you expect to see in the draft.
Well, as always, I think Phantom is a man who can really pull a lot of bans towards him because he plays some carry junglers and he is very well versed in them. So I imagine they're probably going to get rid of Master Yi, or Apes will. Um, and then really it depends on if they want Nocturne gone, if they want to see the Rengar gone, even though, Rengar is his favorite. Um, I doubt that they would let. I don't know, but um, given my knowledge of the other players on the Krabby Patties, the subs and Nova, RIPDusty, I don't know what exactly his champ pool is in bot lane. I think it's pretty well versed. Pancake on floor, longtime player in the Wombo eSports
hmm
franchise. And for those who know Pancake, pretty deep champ pool. Can pull out a lot of different things when needed, but seems like more control mages to me. Um, and then Doc, Urgot, God. Don't give Urgot because I don't know how he is or has been in current patches. I've been, for those who don't know, I've been away on business travel for a while, so I haven't even been on my computer. So
Mm.
I haven't been able to play much at all. Um, but the Urgot's like a big thing for Doc. I remember he has like Darius he can pull out. I don't remember what all he likes to play above all else, but good champ pull. And, you know, on the side of Apes, say Kolossal Kortex, there's quite a few things he can play. He's actually been growing as a player pretty well. Learning how to cut losses more and actually play around the team very well. And he's one of those guys that you don't want to give a lead because he has like one of the highest highs as a player.
hmm
Um, Dorski, team captain, really bringing the troops together from what I've been hearing in the background. Because I talked to Zanrick a good bit, so Dorski's been constantly improving as well. And ihri, I actually don't know much of their champ pool, either of them. too much. I haven't been able to watch any of the games, so
Yeah,
sad.
I think
I don't
it'll
know.
be an uh, interesting game. But I think both teams are ready for the pro draft. They're kind of getting organized into the league lobby right now. So I'm going to transition to the draft and let them know that they can go whenever they are ready.
Yeah, and I'm actually curious to see how Krabby Patties bans here, and given the subs, how Apes will respond to all the subs, because I do think there are some pretty good like pocket pick players here on Krabby Patties. So it's like, obviously they're gonna put a lot of attention on Phantom,
Hmm.
but I want to see where they take it with the other bands. I guess it probably depends on who gets going with what band. So Krabby Patties, blue side, Apes, red side. Band phase has started. So we will see.
Darius.
Darius. Think that's Kolossal Kortex. Been one of the things he's been playing a lot. He used to be a big set player, but probably been transitioning a little bit away from that.
Yeah, I know in previous seasons for Kolossal Kortex, he brought out the set. Oh, we got the Ergot ban and
Urgot.
respect for Doc.
Mm-hmm. There it is. And then Trundle taken away. So that's a Dorski ban right there.
Wow, a lot of respect
Respect.
given for both teams so far as the bans go.
Yeah, and now I'm thinking they go Rangar Master Yi for Apes, but I don't know what their game plan is. They might give one of them up. Okay, Rengar makes sense. Giving that to Phantoms, like, here, just have all of our jungle forever, thank you.
Yes.
You know?
Phantom is very known to be Knife Cat. Unfortunately, I don't think he's ever been able to play it, except for like the
Nope.
very early games of the very first season.
Yeah. Oh, an Asol. I love it.
I wonder if that's a mistake.
I think it is, but I like the pick.
Uh,
I
I'm gonna
wish
check chat here just in case. Was it a mistake? I don't know. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe they noticed someone was practicing a soul mid.
it looks like RIPDusty is typing in the chat right now, so maybe there's going to be a clarification on that. We'll see. But for now, pending ban. Oh, no
Oh,
salt, no ban,
that's
no
right.
ban.
Since they had to get last minute sub for the team, they have to give one of their first bans away. So
Yeah.
the ASOL is
Oh,
just a meme
yeah.
to just get rid
See?
of it.
Yeah. And then Apes ban Seraphine and just insta locked Yi. Like, no second thoughts. Yi gets locked.
Phantom
And that's what
Gamer
I was thinking.
HD. He's like in.
Yeah. And they're just, I think, putting a lot of faith in Zanrick to go on like an enchanter or something that can lock down the Yi, or like having a team around locking down Yi, because that's really the only thing that prevents him from popping off
I
is
yeah,
hard CC.
yeah, I can definitely see Zanrick going for potentially a Leona this game.
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping it's not something like Lulu they're thinking about. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. So Zach and Triss gets picked up, which probably Zach jungle, maybe Zach support. I don't. I wouldn't like necessarily the Zach support, because it's not a point and click CC for Zach.
Hmm.
It makes it a lot harder because you can see Zach coming in with an E or a Q and Q in response if they're quick enough.
Hmm.
And taking away, and Lulu, I was mentioning before, was also in the same scenario where
Oops, I'm sorry. I don't know
all
why.
good.
There we go.
It keeps freezing, yeah. But Triss was picked up by Apes after the Zach, And then they did pick Lulu for Krabby Patties.
Okay.
Going to the last second here for the blue pick. Hopefully they pick up Vigar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going over to Pancake on floor.
It could
100p.
potentially be. Mm-hmm.
Pancake plays it. I wouldn't be surprised. Unless they go some loosey goosey thing and put RIPDusty bot lane with Vigar.
You know, there might be some shenanigans going on here. I could definitely see a Yordle only bot lane.
Yeah. That would be fun.
3 out of 4 Yordles bot lane.
Okay, so we're thinking, what are you thinking now about what's going on? Is Zach going top with RH here? That's what we're doing, right?
You mean
Or is it getting
bot?
flexed? Or bot? Wait,
So
I got their team right.
Dorski, I believe, he is a very well-known Vi player. So I believe Dorski is
Ooh.
definitely going Vi.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong thing. That makes sense. Ignore what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm reading the wrong stuff. Yeah. Probably support. I was, yeah, looking at the wrong stuff. I was thinking Nova was on the other team. Getting my team flip-flopped here.
That is quite
So,
all right.
yeah.
Moving on to the second ban phase, Camille and Nass is banned by the Apes, Rakan, and don't know what the next one's going to be. They're not quite hovering anyone yet.
I mean, I would do point-and-click CC stuff if I was thinking... Actually, they already showed Zach.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably his support Zach. I think they're... I don't know. I don't think they think that's a... I don't... See, that's the thing. I don't know.
It could
They
be
could
a Zac top, for
they
all
could
we know.
flex it anywhere. Yeah.
Respect given to Zanrick's support players. Oh,
Yeah.
Mordekaiser is locked in.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's a Zac support.
Yep. Which I actually like, especially with Vigar showing up. Your jump as Zac does get blocked by, I believe it's Event Horizon is the name of the ability. Vigar's E, the little cage that has a stun. Zac will be interrupted by that. You cannot get out of it.
Even
So,
with Triss too. Her jump, her
yep.
W, isn't it her W?
Yeah, her W, and I think ViQ also. It is a very good ability into their team. Mordekaiser's the only one that actually has like a solid get out of jail option with the like, I'm just gonna press R and then now you're in the death realm with me.
I think it would be beneficial for Mordekaiser to get the Vigar.
Yep.
Interesting.
So Jax and Yone get picked up by Krabby Patties. That is gonna be fun because I think they're gonna be heavily relying on the Vigar damage to make up for the fact that Yone does do some split damage. Jax does some split damage. Use only AD. And Lulu doesn't do much damage, so it's going to be a lot of hoping Vigar doesn't get so far behind that they can just stack armor against Yone, Jax, and Master Yi.
And Garen picked up as the last pick for the Apes. Apes is looking pretty beefy, pretty tanky. Got Mordekaiser as Bruiser. Does he build more so Bruiser or tank?
He's more bruisery. Like he's not straight tank. Well, I guess yeah, he's a light bruiser light, I guess would be the he's mage bruiser, mage Darius. Cuz he doesn't just like build straight armor tank. Usually has like a damage item or two and then it's tanky after that. But I mean, the Krabby Patties have a good team to shred armor. Like they got Yone, they got Jax, who Jax likes to extend fights a little bit against people. Like he wants his ult to come off. He wants third autos. He wants his 6 stacks on his passive to get more attack speed. Master Yi is also kind of good at the extended fights, given that his alt resets per takedown. I believe it's per takedown and not per kill. Don't quote me on that. Viger is going to be the only one that's going to be hard, but it's hard with mages mid. They don't. There's not a whole lot of mages besides like Cassio and some others that are like constant DPS mage damage. So like they might be tanky, but I think
They've
this
got
game
enough
is
shred.
yeah.
That's
I think
gonna
this
be
game
interesting. Yeah.
it's gonna be a who if apes can win early, I think they can push to the win. But if Krabbies or Krabby Patties get towards like the late game, I think they're like Yone scales like a monster. So does Jax. Like granted, Trist scales pretty well, and Zach does too. But like I don't know, Jax and Yone late game if you don't get hard CC'd is kind of terrible and terrifying.
Correct. They are getting into the pick bands as of now. I think at this point, I guess we can talk a little bit as they go through the pick bands a little bit more. And then as we wait for the game to continue, we'll take a little bit of a music break to give us a little bit of a breather before the game and action starts. So,
Sounds good. But yeah, I don't know this with what champs are or who's on what champs. This is a pretty open game to me. I don't think it was a game that is truly decided at champ select, even though even though we do have higher level players playing, people do make mistakes in the game. So sometimes even if you have a somewhat hard counter, if people play the like matchups wrong, it makes it kind of hard to actually capitalize on your champ advantage sometimes. So I don't know. I think this will be a fun game to watch. I think top lane's going to be real spicy. I'm hoping it's a ignite on Garen and not Ghost. Get that extra hit because being able to cancel the silence from Garen with Jax is actually really, really strong. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I think I'm hoping it's not a complete bloodbath, but I think there's going to be a lot of fighting in top lane, personally.
I know as a former teammate of Doc, I know he always is excited to play against Kolossal Kortex. He has a lot of respect for him, and he enjoys playing him. Against him, I should say.
I got the lame whenever I heard someone get banned. That is great. I didn't know who that was. I wasn't looking, but I think it was Darius. But yeah, this game, I think it's gonna be pretty spicy. Like, I'm also interested in bot lane because it is Vigar. So,
Yeah,
you know,
the Yordle bot lane. I think,
yeah,
yeah, like all of the games so far in the season, I think the teams are pretty evenly, like evenly stacked. A lot of the games have been very back and forth.
mm,
I think each team definitely needed to look back on their VODs, see what they could do better. Um, but overall, like I said before, a lot of the games back previously, it was back and forth. We didn't know who was going to win. It was very much, you know, fighting tooth and nail, essentially.
yeah. Games are not free; they take work.
Correct.
So, I don't know. While we're waiting, do the choose a loadout 3-minute window. Do you have any last second predictions before we get into match one? Who you think might take game one?
Hmm. I I might be biased, but I really like the Krabby Patties lineup here. I think all of them are kind of on pretty solid champions that they play a lot. I think Vigar is going to be a huge problem for the Apes to deal with. I think my favor is towards the Krabby Patties. What about you?
Um, see, I'm unsure. Uh, I think late game, if it gets like 4 items late game, I think it goes to Krabby Patties. The problem is they don't have a lot of tools and utility to get them there necessarily. Like he's not a pushover early game, but he's not like strong. It's not like Lee Sin or somebody that can like make a presence and get that Yone to 2 items, get that Jax on 2 to 3 items, get the Vigar so he's not running out of mana all the time. So I think Lulu's gonna have to like pick up a lot here. But I don't know. Like I can't make a prediction because I think it's who if like I said, I think if Apes get ahead early game, it's their game. Like they get like a 1k gold lead early, I think the game's gonna be hard to recover from. But if Krabby Patties get ahead early, I think there's no chance Apes come back really, because they just have a lot of potential shred on their team. Like they will hit really hard late. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, with that, we have about a minute and a half, maybe a little bit more till the game starts. So we're going to take a quick music break and we will be back with you and the game shortly.
All right, see you soon.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers.
Boom. What teams are playing? Yellow Dark, Apes, and Krabby Patties are playing.
Yes, the title hasn't been updated quite yet. Our main person who runs the stream is busy at the moment, so the title of the stream is not updated. But yes, it is Krabby Patties versus Apes. And then also please let us know if our voices are okay, if I need to adjust the volume at all. That way you have a good viewing experience. I'm going to go ahead and zoom forward. I'm at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
I am pretty much there.
Okay.
Like maybe a half second early.
Perfect.
To Summoner's Rift.
Alrighty. So right now, looks like Apes are going towards Dragon Pit. We got a little bit of backing going on right now by Phantom. Zanrick looks like he's going for that classic place the ward on the brush. Well, having a little trouble. Nope. Dove over. Started E. Ooh, that... I don't know how that is a support. Oh, great ward placement by Phantom there. I believe it was by Phantom. That's...
I think
Double
Phantom
check
placed
that.
the one in the pixel, and it might have been
Oh.
RIPDusty or.
You are right. Here, let's check.
Minions have spawned.
It was Pancake on floor that placed that one. And then Zach placed the deep one, while the one that is on the red buff has been placed by Dorski or Vi.
And that is why ward placement and vision score is important.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan of that as a support main myself.
Mm.
Love to see it.
Oh yeah,
Oh!
very important.
I don't know why I was thinking it was Mordekaiser top. I saw the Garen.
Mm.
Don't mind me.
That might have come out as like a... Oh, see, right there is exactly what I was talking about. If you press E while Garen presses Q, and he autos you, you cancel the silence. The only thing is, his Q cooldown is a lot shorter than yours. And as Jax, you have to worry about mana. But getting a lot of autos in. Good trades coming out of Jax. And right now, looks like RIPDusty just going to be stacking up some stacks, you know. Getting some good stacks started early. That's really important. You know, you don't want to lose the easy ones while it's easier to farm.
Yeah, take it nice
Great
and
damage.
slow. Oh. A little bit of a
Big
kerfuffle.
damage. Exhaust coming out. Just keeping them safe, you know. Lost both sums there from Pancake on floor. But Pancake looks like they're going to go back now. You know, get back to full HP, which is important. Refresh now, your Vigar's not really in trouble. They can go back, you know, like, shy of something crazy happening. You know, they're probably fine. You'll catch the next wave. It's going to be pushing anyways. Big level up coming out. Great W. Blue or Vigar getting smacked again. Right off the rip. And then everything's settling out again. Looks like the wave's still pushing in. That's like Tristana classic. Constant pushes. Hopefully they can at least turn this into a Drake at some point, because they're going to be constantly down there.
Pushing
And both
it in.
junglers are top. Looks like first rotation's about done now. You know, they're going to clear their last little bit of camps. Ganks are potential. You can see that Jax placed a ward in the top tri-brush there. Just to figure out what's going on. Make sure there isn't a sneaky Vi gank over the wall there. Oh, Zach coming mid.
Wow!
Big damage coming out. We got the bomb proc too.
Good
And
communications by bot lane there.
Yep. Nova immediately backed off. Could have been real bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Jack's just being able to walk away. And then bot lane is not going back. They're standing there clearing that, getting at least something out of it.
That
They know.
Jack's ward just barely made it to see the Vi. It died as soon as Vi walked through tri-bush. And he was able to, Doc was able to back off before Vi could take advantage of Jax being pushed in.
Yep. And that's real big, actually, getting to know that info, that yes, they did match the same direction. So now you know kind of the tracking of Vi. You know the Vi's going to be clearing bot side now. You don't know whether the scuttle got taken or not. He's going to sweep bot lane here. I think probably saw ihri there. Did get the ward place down. Didn't get time to clear it. Gonna get it with the Lulu help there. Maybe not. Oh, backed away from it. Maybe it's not visible. Looks like it is visible. It must not have cleared it. It must not have wanted to clear it. Probably didn't want to waste too much time for just a ward. Bot lane gonna be pushing in again. Pancake on floor, just tanking this, trying to get it so it doesn't hit tower quite yet. Try to keep them pushed in. You know, they also know that Vi should be bot lane right now too, so they don't want to think that they backed if they didn't see him walk up, have Vi show up with Zach CC. Wouldn't be very good. They'd probably lose at least Lulu, given no flash, but they do have the exhaust up still. So right now, Mordekaiser's looking for a back. Looking like Mordekaiser actually has a decent bit of gold here. So we'll see what comes out with. I'm guessing the Leeching Weir. I don't know if there's enough gold on Mord right now to grab that. Oh, looks like Blast and Boots and a pot. Sells the pot, gets a refillable. Ooh. Then Yone's probably going to be looking for a back here soon. Clear this wave, I imagine. Cannon. No, it's not cannon. But Kolossal Kortex getting half a plate almost. So next wave that can crash, probably going to get some money off of that. So Doc will have to kind of be a little cognizant of that next time he backs. Make sure a good back timer. Dorski being sneaky here. Looking for the lane gank. Getting in the brush. Garen in the top lane river. Playing a little bit of roll swap here. Who's ganking who?
I think Doc knows something's up.
I mean, that's the power of Jax. You can't stop the thing there. You were silenced. And then Zach's going in, gonna get the CC. Both exhausts used. I think, yep. First blood goes to Lulu. And it looks like not so good right now for the blue side bot lane there. And Dragon was taken. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I thought for sure RIPDusty was gonna go down there, but props to Lulu, given that shield. She did.
And then here's the power of Jax. Like, what do? He hits you over and over and over. Yeah, the ult was there, but like, if Jax had flash from not getting ganked, like, Kolossal Kortex is dead 100% there. Oh, he was thinking about it. 1 QW.
Oh.
Dead. Taunting him.
I've never seen that before. That emote from Garrett.
Yeah, the thing is, too, Garen, like, the longer he waits there, even though Jax was healing up a lot, Garen also gets the passive healing. So, the longer he waits, kind of the better it is for him. Like, the really interval trades, so to speak, where he gets time to get his passive back up, he can take more advantage of that than a lot of other champs, just because of the healing.
Yeah, not to mention EXP.
Yep.
Just passively sitting there.
Yep. Yeah, and it's like, if you're not in danger of dying, because Jax can't kill you before you can at least get your W up to block some of the damage, it's a big deal. Zach roaming mid here. Nova wants to just clear and leave. Very
Nova
smart.
knows.
Yeah, big knower.
Zanrick is notoriously a roaming support player. So they
Also,
know if he's not
big
there,
damage.
he's somewhere.
That is definitely a Triss that's going to lose a lot here. Because I wouldn't be that worried right now if I was RIPDusty and Pancake on floor. Oh, they see the Mord, time to back out. If Mord wasn't coming, Zanrick can't stay there and just fight. He will die. Because Tristana can't support any damage whatsoever. Oh, it looks like a gank coming out here. Great E to block some damage. Vi's probably going to ult. Bot lane. Looks like Zach's going to go down. Losing the passive. Jax had to press R. Looks like he's coming in to do some damage. Oh. Zanrick has to flash there. Could have potentially died. He might not have known that RIPDusty's ult was on cooldown. Might not have been looking at it, because I think most of their abilities were probably on cooldown. So, maybe an unneeded flash, because he had, like, I don't know, 150 HP left. One auto attack's not going to do that. But yeah, a lot of action going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Bet you the comms were kind of nasty to listen to.
Yes. But like I said, I love a good vision game. This game has been a lot of good vision on the blue side and also the red side.
They're doing really good at getting effective wards. Like Zanrick's been spotted quite a bit by that pink ward and dot brush, and it hasn't been cleared yet. So they've been getting a lot of advantage out of that on the blue side, and then the red side, top lane's been clearing out and making sure that Vi can come in on notice. This is like the third time that it happened. And now the leveling process has started. Garen's been waiting on the queue. Very smart, gonna get the ult. Not quite gonna go down. Looks like Zanrick and Pancake are getting in a scuffle here with the help of Yi. And
Good
he's just going
polymorph.
all. Great polymorph, great ult actually. Oh, uh-oh. Cheese
Wow.
pressed W at the wrong time there. You gotta wait until after. And that's gonna be a triple coat for Yi. And first thing, I love this. He knows his team's there, goes to clear jungle. There's more money to be made. He's actually trying to do something with it. Unfortunately for him, there's nothing there. But, you know, little stuff like that for people listening, that can help you a lot. And if you get a scuffle in the jungle, it's not just about getting the money or the experience. It's about using the advantage you get from no one being able to contest you as well. Right
and
now,
just getting intel of the enemy jungle as well.
Yep. Yeah, you know stuff's down. And when you walk by the little timers on the minimap, they actually give you that information too. So you know when camps are about up too. And
I
Big
never
Bug
knew that.
put down top lane. Cool. Jack's damage getting pretty chungus, you know.
Dorski
getting
having
there.
to flash away.
Yep.
Very scary times.
Now the second Drake going over. Phantom Gamer on it. And Zach going in right in the middle of him. Uh-oh. That was definitely not intended. Yep. And that looks like it's going to be a dead Vi. Garen looks like he stuttered there for a second. He like lost vision or something and was trying to walk. Zach getting out of there somehow. I don't know what happened there. Zach went around town.
They definitely wanted to lock down the Tryst, and I think it was only Yone that was following the Zanrick, and then I guess Zanrick's W'd away. Lost vision, and Yone's like, it's not really worth it. They go at the ADC. We'll just move on. They get decent damage on the bottom turret. So, just cut his losses with getting Zanrick and going back to mid lane to farm.
And RIPDusty's doing really good, speaking of bot lane. Getting a lot of stacks still. Was 87 before hitting Tryst there. And Zach right now trying to dive with the Garen. That Jack's ult giving the extra armor and MR is big. Garen needed to flash there. And then all he has to do is just keep running at Garen here. Yeah, he just gets the kill. And then if Zach gets the kill, it's not so great for Zach, but I don't know. You know,
Wow.
Jack's just insane. Immediately cleansed by IW Cheeze. Really quick on cleanse. I like that. Good heads up play. And knowing that when you press W, that stun's gonna come in, just immediately tap it so you can start auto attacking right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very impressed by Mr. Jax up there, 2v1ing. I know it was the support, but it's always nail-biting to see the health bar be just a sliver.
So low. Yeah.
And you're like, is he gonna do it? Oh my goodness, is he gonna die to it? Who knows? And he prevailed. He got 2v1'd.
Yep. And I think the Jax pick coming in strong here because Garen does have a little bit of a hard time.
Uh-oh. Zanrick coming back for
Oh,
revenge.
Zanrick missing the Q. Oh, pressing exhaust. I think Doc just saves everything here, and you know, he can't do anything.
They said, you bullied us, we want our lunch money back.
Yep. Yi was there for a second. Yi going in. Knowing that Yi kind of has to fight here. Getting a lot of help from his team, and it looks like that's going to be a few kills going over to Yi there. Maybe a Quadra. We might see a Quadra if they commit. I want to see it. Yep, it's gonna be Quadra if they don't take it. Nope, Nova being greedy. And I want some gold too.
And this
No
is why
Quadra.
we see the ban from Phantom Gamer on the E.
Yep.
He's just too good.
He can take carry junglers and he just knows what to do to keep getting gold the whole time and pressing his advantage. Granted, you know, he was already ahead in that fight. Maybe he was a tiny bit out of position, but relied on good communication there, getting his team to show up and say, hey, you know, come bail me out here. You know, they might have got the bug from underneath me, but, you know, we can turn this around if you come help and provide some CC. Good reaction from everybody there. IW Cheeze, very smart, pretty much every time, dodging stuff. Looks like Scrap in the top lane here. Jax wins this every time now. Like, there's...
He's 2 levels ahead of Kolossal Kortex.
Yeah, there's, like, no chance now. Feels bad. Especially with just Bork built, like... Yeah, I don't know. It's looking rough. They're gonna have to spend a lot of time helping top lane, and then Garen's just gonna fall more and more behind, because Jax just scales super well. Oh,
wow.
Big flash. Big box. Oh, and great stun.
Nice
And
lockdown.
Great work. Great chain CC. Use some sums, but I think it's important. Oh, and it looks like he's dead here. Getting a little greedy. Pushing his advantage a little too much. Didn't have good vision because they cleared it all. But, you know, that's kind of the game they're going to have to play for right now is... You can't really pass the river.
That
unless
was
people are dead.
fantastic by Pancake on floor. Sorry to interrupt you, but Vi was charging up her Q, and bit of a kerfuffle going on in mid lane. But as I was saying, Vi was charging up her Q, and Lulu, Pancake on floor, stopped that charge up with the blast cone. I thought that was very snazzy.
And Dorski here getting a little in there. I mean, if I'm them, I just keep chasing. Unfortunate for the blue side, can't get another kill. Couldn't get Nova on the other side of that blast cone, but they do get the Drake taken, and now they're on sold point, and it's 18 minutes. So what? They got 5 minutes till that next dragon comes up. So that's, you know, 22-minute, 23-minute timer on it. That's pretty quick to get soul if they have to give it up. RIPDusty with a good pink there, clearing out some vision, because that's a really easy ward to place over the wall. The big bug's placed down, they get the tower. They're looking to get another big hit off of it here. They should. Yep, they got a big chunk out of it.
2 stunned in that wall. Horizon... I don't know ability names. Horizon something.
Event Horizon. I was right in pregame. Got lucky. Tells you how much I play this game, you know? Just randomly guessing. But, yeah. Zach coming up here to clear some vision. Doc, gonna go over. Gonna go, nope. You can't just clear stuff for free. Like, we're not backed yet.
Oh yeah, he's out for blood.
Yeah, he's large and in charge right now. He's got a Sheen, so that's so much extra damage on W and Alt. And Bork, like that item is so good on Jax. And because of durability, he's kind of meaty. So, I don't know. Jax feels like he's in a good spot. Or at least Doc is making it seem like he's a little infallible right now. But yeah, Vi going to clear stuff top lane, you know, blue side getting a reset except for the Jax, which makes sense. You know, Jax didn't really need to go back, maybe, and his inventory is pretty full. He's going to be looking to complete an item, try not to sell anything, so he's going to have to sit on a lot of gold. Same thing with Vigar. Vigar's kind of in an awkward spot here, being on tier and the Seekers. So, well, he does have the needlessly large rod, so maybe the inventory's not completely full, but, you know, would have to sell pink ward maybe to get rid of stuff. They're gonna sweep. Just fight over Baron right now. I mean, right now, can Vigor take Mordekaiser? Probably. He doesn't have any MR. Vigor can get some big damage, especially if this happens. Looks like did a lot less damage than I expected, but getting into Vigor is going to be tough.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's going to be a back and forth game here. Big bonks coming out. Oh, and Cheese got to be careful here. Jax might look like he's kind of tanky, but you know, one like Q auto alt with the Sheen. It looks like they're gonna try to turn on Jax here. Yeah, so yep, he's flashing over. Oh, looks like Jax is gonna go down, but the Baron is gonna go down while this was all going down. Very smart of them to just keep on the Baron. Yeah, Jax lost it. But Jax is also sitting on Ignite, not on TP. Your player with TP on your team did get it. So, granted, Vigor's not a great split pusher. But, you know, Jax can kind of handle his own. It's just going to slow up some of the tower taking potential that he has.
Yeah, I think it was more so just a distraction. Honestly, I liked how they had two quote-unquote laners. And three of them took the Baron. I think that was very smart on them to make them think that no one was on Baron.
Yeah. Or they were also kind of stuck in a crossroads, too, for the red team. Because, you know, if you're the Apes and you know you're behind a little bit, like you're probably feeling it, you got to watch out. Because if you dilly-dally, the longer the game goes on because of the way XP is, like, you don't want the Jax to just keep getting further and further ahead, especially that your lane opponent is down 2 levels. Lulu in a rough spot here. Gonna maybe be able to get bailed out. Probably gonna get bailed out right here. Jax getting a 4-man stun. Big stun. Nova barely missing the ult there. And it looks like Zach gonna come back up. Goes down though. And Yi getting a double kill with a lot of stuff going down. We lost top and jungle flash from blue side and jungle flash from red side. And then blue side lost flash on Yi and Yone. And then exhaust. And a lot of ults. Looks like another little scrap here after the Drake. They should know people from the Drake are going to be coming here real soon. So they can kind of try to extend this fight. Not going to be able to. The Yone kind of hits the wall with his face. Hurts a little bit, but doesn't do damage to the other champs. Oh, looks like Cheese is in a bad spot here. Gonna go down. Zach gonna get interrupted by the wall there. Gonna get stun locked and killed.
Yeah, the 4v2 there feels bad, man.
Yep. Now it looks like they're just gonna walk in. They got Baron minions. Mord can't really walk up here. And it looks like he's just gonna slowly stare at towers going down, and the game gonna probably get wrapped up here. Game 1 looks like it went over to Krabby Patties.
Wow. It's a very, like I said, I liked watching the Vision game. I think it's just very interesting, especially if you have good comms with your team. You know, having that vision and being able to capitalize on it is big, big, big.
Yep. And sorry to the chat, I was a little busy looking at the game, but yes, Emanek, you did get your questions answered. So, yeah, there was first pick. It was like insta-locked, and I mean, no hesitation. First pick, just the second it was available, just clicked it insta-locked. The timer, I didn't even see the timer move. It just was gone. So,
And I don't know what it is with the pre-made games, but I'm unfortunately unable to look at advanced details, so I'm gonna flip through all of the stats here very slowly. If you guys do have any questions for Game 1, please let us know. And what you're thinking for as far as Game 2. Let me see if they gave me a time frame.
I'd imagine a couple minutes probably, let everybody maybe get up, get some water, or, go to the bathroom if they have to.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm also getting some inside intel that Mr. RIPDusty himself might be joining the casting team, as I'm assuming Nefarious is maybe possibly back.
hopefully. I mean, get more of the team together. Oh, we got about 1 second of RIPDusty in the Discord. Oh, there he is. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, Nefarious did get back, so they
Okay.
still lose the next ban, like their first ban, quote unquote, or a ban in the first round for the second game, regardless of him coming back. So, but he will be in for game 2.
Okay. It's good though to have your team a little more assembled. Feels bad with having so many subs that even though you guys did well, like playing with your team feels a lot better than having to ask people like, hey, can you sub for me? Can you sub for me?
Yeah, I
Definitely.
think Phantom definitely looked out as well. RIPDusty, Doc, and Pancake on floor have previously been on a team together, myself included on that same team. So I think a little bit of that synergy might have rekindled in that game.
I mean, it looked like it. Very quick on rotations from like pretty much everybody. So it's real good.
All right, so let me go back into here and change up some things as far as players. And then we'll go ahead and take a music break. So any last thoughts, questions, comments before we go on our music break?
Not at the moment. Send us out.
All good.
Alrighty, we'll see you back in a few.
When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky. When you want to get off that darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, gravity pulls you straight down. Rising with each beat of the music is bringing little flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing.
Alrighty, welcome back, you lovely viewers. I am gonna turn it over to RIPDusty and RIPDusty to cast this next game. So go ahead and take it away, boys.
Thank you. So joining me now is RIPDusty. He got to play in the last game, so he got a little bit of a warm up, so to speak. You know, getting the blood flowing. Because last game he was in the action, he was ripping, getting stacks. But yeah, what are you expecting for this now that you've seen the bans? You know, you kind of saw how A.P.E.S played. Like, what are you thinking from both teams? You know, no insider knowledge from Krabby Patties, but like, what do you think the bans are going to change coming up here in game 2?
You talking like from the side of apes or
Yeah, a little bit of both,
just
you
in
know,
general?
just in general, because you did sub, so I don't want you to, like, if they mention something, not to give anything away. But
Oh
you
yeah,
know, from
obviously.
A.P.E.S, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't really necessarily see Krabby Patties banning anything else. Darius is a good top laner for Kolossal Kortex and is kind of a lane bully.
Mm.
So take that away so that he's a little less of a lane bully. And then Trundle's like just a good jungler in general, very easy to play mechanically. So I mean, they took Vi. I mean, they might, if anything, they might swap that to like a Vi. But other than that, I don't really see too many changes coming out of bans.
Mm.
I guess they would have gotten rid of Seraphine, maybe thinking Pancake on floor was mid, or maybe just getting rid of it away from for support. But I could see that being changed on the Ape side to a Yi if they really don't want to get rid of Urgot, or like trade it out for the Urgot. I mean, but I would imagine they might want to get rid of that Yi.
Yeah, I think that's probably step one in my change, if I would make one for the bans. You know, maybe I don't know. Maybe Seraphine might not be that big of an issue as people make it out to be. Maybe, you know, it's annoying. Oops, I need to rotate. But you know, changing up stuff, like, you're gonna kind of need to do it. You're like, game 1, you didn't get the advantage you needed early based off of the team comp from the side of Apes, or at least from what I saw. Like, they seemed like they were more like they had to get ahead early with Jax and Yone and Vigar, like, who just stack super well into the late game. So I think, you know, same picks happen shy of like an early upset. I think maybe a repeat of game 1 So, and Yi was definitely a catalyst in that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't know that Nefarious has any kind of AP bot laners, so I doubt that Nova will end up getting an AD mid laner again unless they want to put AP into either the jungle or top. So I also wouldn't be surprised to see maybe something not so unconventional in mid lane like as the Mordekaiser. I don't remember what Ahiri has played before, but
I think Swain has been a pick. Kale, I think. Trying to think of some other names here. I don't know for mid super well. That's one of the things is I'm not well versed in Ahiri's mid pool. Maybe there's some stuff that we don't know about brewing in the background. Maybe Mord's part of the teaser for that, but we'll see. As looks like we got the draft set up.
do you have the link?
I do not have the link, but I am watching through the stream, so
It's gonna be super delayed, right?
yeah, a little bit
If we're
delayed.
casting it through the stream, basically.
Yeah, but we don't have unless like instant picks come out. It's not a huge deal. So
There, just sent
yeah,
draft to both of us.
awesome.
Alrighty. Typical
Alright.
bans for the most part, or they take away the Yi. I would imagine it's gonna be Rengar here in a sec. Yeah.
Looks like the stream is not showing the bans. Oh, there it is. Boom. I had to say something about it,
If
But
it's not on,
Looks
the
like another A-Soul not getting played. No surprise, but Darius Trundle, Urgot, Yi, and Rengar. Rip the kitty. Feels real
Curious
bad.
to see if Apes decide to prioritize anything here on blue side now that they have the first pick.
Kaisa, think strong pick. But RIPDusty.
Yeah, I mean, big scaling.
Yep.
Also, a little bit more mobile for the team fights.
Yeah.
Speaking of big scaling,
Yeah.
if they do lock in the A.P.E.S, pretty big scaling as well. He's got big AoE damage and CC for team fights with the. I'm not sure which guns. I don't just know that they're purple and the blue one. But
Speaking of purple, that's a Lulu pickup. very good timing on that one.
Face it purple.
So I guess they're liking the Lulu. Seems like a pancake on floor deal there. Maybe just a familiarity thing. Maybe just they're thinking it worked well. Why not do it again? Blitzcrank here, I think good pickup, especially with what the team's showing.
It is kind of an enchanter support meta at the moment, just a little bit.
Yep.
And Blitzcrank is kind of a anti-enchanter.
Yep.
Unless you're taking something that has big damage. As a damage support, Blitzcrank with the hook is a good counter to enchanters because it doesn't matter if you're shielded whenever you're under our tower.
Yep, Morg's about the only one that can say something about that. And even then, you got to make sure you click on the target pretty quick. You're hovering over their portrait the whole time. But Mordekaiser going over. It looks like he's going back on Mordekaiser. It could go top lane. Could.
The early Jax pick. I'm wondering if maybe they want to maybe trade lanes. I know Jax is good into Mord, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lane swap and they just put Jax wherever Mord happens to be, whether it is top lane or mid.
Yeah,
because I believe Kolossal Kortex also plays Mord. So
yeah, and I think given that jungle hasn't been picked yet, I think they're just gonna probably ban away junglers. But it looks like the monkey has gone away. And the Leah was taken away by Krabby Patties. So that's Trundle and the Leah gone. So I'm imagining. I don't know what they banned last. Oh, Set. Trying to get rid of more comfort, I guess. Old Talia, maybe. Looks like Talia.
I don't know who plays Talia actually from the side of Abe's.
Does Dorski?
No, I don't know. Maybe I don't. They might have like scouted it out or something like that, and saw
Maybe.
that they might want an AP jungler, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see it maybe hopefully in the future if it is a thing.
Yeah, it looks like Yone gonna get blocked out of here, although I don't know what Nova likes playing, but Nova I think should go in an AP here. Unless there's some AP carry in the jungle. I don't really know where they're gonna get a lot of their damage otherwise. Because
They
otherwise
could pick up like a Diana for jungle, but other than like Lilia, there's not
Yeah.
many AP junglers, especially that Phantom Gamer would play. So
Looked like an almost misclick there, clicking Rammus and then Talon. Would have
it
been
might have been a little bit of meme because Eminic in Twitch chat did say he wants to see Rammus, so might have been a little bit of a homage to that. But I don't really foresee Phantom ever picking Rammus in the league.
Yep. That would be a funny thing to see. You know, the true counter. Like, oh, I like playing carry jungler, so I'm going to play the anti-carry jungler Rammus.
They're going back with the Mordekaiser Garen. So wouldn't be surprised to see a mid lane from Nova that would be good into both Mord and Garen. And like I said, they might lane swap, but I don't know. We'll see.
I think they picked.
I'm just surprised. I'm surprised they picked the Jax beforehand, but they might have been worried about it getting banned away. So
wait, is this?
Oh, it's a Mord jungle.
Yeah.
Talon can't hop over walls if he can only go so far.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I
mean, Mord is a big farming jungler, and while Talon is like, assassin jungler, kind of need to get ahead. So he will be looking for ganks early, whereas Mord's probably gonna pretty much farm up until 6, where he can just walk into a lane and say, 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, what's interesting here is seeing the Lux pick up. Does Nova play Lux? Because they hovered Syndra for a second, so maybe they were thinking about throwing Nova in the bot lane and then putting Pancake on floor on Syndra mid. Like putting, I guess, support, not bot lane, but yeah. Tells you how old I am of a League player. I'd still refer to the whole lane as bot lane. So.
Doesn't, right?
I
don't know. I still refer to the whole lane as bot lane.
Sometimes people are like, "Oh, well, bot lane's the ADC." That people will say that. So
I mean, yeah, that's ADC to me. If I'm talking about the ADC,
well, I'll say
that's bot lane.
Well, I say bot lane as one of them.
The ADC.
Yeah, either of them. Yeah. Sorry. So
I'll say I wouldn't be surprised if Nova has a Lux. I believe Lux is pretty good into Vex even. I can't imagine they would counterpick themselves, so
yeah. I don't know. We'll see. The big thing is Vex doesn't get stacks for a passive from Lux because no dashes. So, limited amount of, or you're kind of limiting the amount of passive fear that you're going to be hit with as Lux. And they both kind of have those annoying longer range abilities. The poke is definitely going to go over to Lux early on, I would think. So, Vex is going to have to watch out, but Vex does have a shield like Lux does. So, I think there's going to be a lot of interesting things going on in mid, given there should be a lot of scrapping and poking, and looks like Jax versus Garen again. Run back. We'll see what happens. I still think Jax just has this pretty solid advantage, given you can just counter the Q damage and the silence that comes with it. So, it's a big deal being able to do that. Like, that's where a lot of Garen's damage can come in.
Yeah, I mean, it silences you. You're not able to trade back, and then he just spins to win and then walks away. And
Yep.
that's kind of when the silence ends, and you don't really get to do anything. But if Jax can either predict or react to the Garen Q, then get off that counter strike before it hits, Jax definitely is winning those trades.
Yeah. Like, it's a big deal, and it is a skill matchup. So, you know, you gotta, like, if Garen's playing how he should, like, try to bait out the counter strike and press E during it, because I believe his spin still goes through when he's stunned. So he can press W preemptively, knowing he's going to take some damage while stunned. But at least he can get some damage and then use his Q to get some, like, get a little bit more damage on Jax, and then hopefully wait on some trades to get HP back on Jax early. But I don't know. It's definitely not a fun lane for Garen. Garen in the rough there. And speaking of rough, bot lane, Phelios is going to be some tasty meat for that middle hook.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at like Krabby Patties draft, and I'm like, nobody, like, none of them are gonna want to get pulled at all. Like maybe Jax later on in the game get pulled and then just counter strike into the middle of the enemy team, but other than that, like nobody really wants to get pulled. I mean, sure they can be saved by a Lulu ult to really like buff them up so they don't get insta blown up, but then you're like Blitzcrank is still going to be able to force the fight then, because if somebody does get pulled and Lulu ults, like you are fighting. There is no just kite away, because Garen's going to be able to run down Kaisik and R. Like there is no out of that fight after a Blitzcrank pull.
Yep.
And nobody, like I said, nobody, like Lux does not want pulled, Talon doesn't want pulled, and your ADC definitely doesn't want pulled.
Yep. Yeah, and there's no real tools to help you avoid getting pulled either. There's no like Heimer turrets or like Malzahar bugs or anything to really like take the hit for you. You know, you're kind of taking it no matter who you are on the red side here. So I don't know. I think the only thing would be a Phelios turret, but they have to be in range to activate it. I'm pretty sure you can't just yank it when it's not active. So
I'm not sure how it works. I don't know if it like becomes active for a split second, kind of like a Heimer turret, or
yeah, it might.
I'm not sure. I don't know how that interaction works. That would be very interesting, and a small bit of counterplay to the Blitzcrank hook that Aphelios might have to at least keep himself safe. But
Yeah.
I think personally, I'm liking the Apes draft and Game 2 a lot more than Krabby Patties. I think
Yeah.
Krabby Patties is definitely gonna need like the need to get ahead a little bit early, especially with the Talon jungle, to really like pop off in a sense, to where they can just zone the rest of the other team, because Garen and Mort are gonna be pretty tanky.
Oh yeah, and Aphelios and Jax are going to be your sustained damage, and the way Jax built last game probably going to be similar. So probably going to be starting Bork. So going to be doing some shred with it at least, but Garen immediately got Thornmail like right off the rip. I imagine Zanrick's going to do something similar as well, because there is going to be a somewhat notable amount of attacks coming out, even though Talon isn't going to auto a whole lot and Lux shouldn't too much. Aphelios and Jax are pretty much their sole damage. So, you know, Thornmail is going to be a good pickup for pretty much most of the healthier people on the blue side. Maybe not everyone. Might be a little overkill. But, you know, we'll see as the game rolls out who gets ahead. Maybe the Lux gets real far ahead and Thornmail's a luxury at that point, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would almost definitely want to probably see it on Garen against the Jax, and then, you know, Aphelios with that red gun. If he does happen to hit Garen in like a team fight, it reduces that healing because of the Thornmail. and the Aphelios red gun. I don't know what it's called. I think it's chakrams or chakrams, something like that. He shoots a bunch of them and he heals off of it. I know. So
The red one?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
The lifesteal one?
Yeah, it's lifesteal, but
Severum.
he like, is it 7 of them?
Severum. Or however you say.
Sever. Sorry.
All good. And then Calibrum is the like teal blue one. I'm not the best with colors, so part of my French when it comes to colors. But it looks like, you know, big cluster here. They're looking for the invade, even though there's a 5-point coming out of blue side. Very unlike Zanrick's mentality early game.
I mean, they were looking for top there. Sure, they were in the pit.
Yeah.
Boarded over the wall in the tri-bush, while red side and Krabby Patties were looking for that anti-invade by all stacking on one bush.
Yep. Which, you know, against the blitz, probably the best idea. You know, you don't want one person going by themselves and not getting a good ward down. And then, you know, bad news bears. But yeah. Thanks to Achievements, by the way, for shouting out the gun names. Mr. Knowledge himself. So. Ooh, it looks like Mord's going top start. Kind of interesting. I wonder if Kaisa and Blitz are gonna show themselves giveaway. Blitz is. They're gonna try to go for the level 2 early here. Looks like the pull was successful. And Vex getting a good little bit of damage there. Bot lane's walking down.
You recall how to zoom out a little more?
It is hold down Control Shift and then hit Z, and then it unlocks the camera.
Okay.
Yes.
Trying to remember exactly. I thought it was X, and I was hitting it. It's one of these down here, but
one of the buttons. So it looks like, even though the pull happened, they're actually gonna have to really push. They aren't pushing super hard in the bot lane, so it's gonna be actually. Ooh, it looks like probably the. Oh no, the blue side did get it.
Yeah,
I guess
think
they got
red
a
side
ward.
missed a minion or two.
Yeah.
Worth of experience. Probably just the one, yeah, as they pick up the second caster and get to.
Yep.
Not much of a 2-fight gonna be going, because they have enough minions to prevent the blitzcrank cook.
Yep. And then we saw a little snippet there, the Lux damage. Kind of annoying, you know. And it looks like gonna get some big damage out there by Nova. Weaving in auto attacks. Very smart for the Lux passive. Getting that little bit extra bit of damage.
Oh,
Yeah.
that answers our question. E goes through Jack's counter strike.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
very, very good of Kolossal Kortex to have that knowledge. Immediately hits E as soon as Jax starts priming up the counter strike.
Yep. Avoid wasting your damage on Q. You know, Jax kind of has to run away, and then now you can kind of push your advantage. You got like what, 18-second cooldown to play around with 16-second. Like it's pretty sizable early before you get a couple levels in it. So now he can kind of float around and say, you know, I got charge of the lane here until your ability's back up. You know, you better watch out. Looks like Talon's coming over.
Yeah, looking for the backdoor gank here onto Garen. They are fighting. Ignite down from DrMcWeenBean onto Kolossal Kortex, forced to flash away as he gets ignited back. But Phantom is here, flash coming out of Kolossal Kortex as well. Doc in a very unhealthy spot, so I would imagine he's gonna have to back and walk back to lane, which is like, I mean, both summoners use on the side of top, but advantage goes to Kolossal Kortex in the end there because he can just sustain.
Oh yeah, and like, given that how that trade is, I kind of like the early game before items start getting set up. That is how it is. You know, it's not really just a true outright Jax favored matchup. Garen is a bully early. He does do a lot of damage, so. Right now, looks like bot lane. Looks like they're coming in. Zanrick just walking up. And here's the thing with Blitzcrank. If you have minions, it's real hard. Heal going down. The hook coming out. Mord's coming here to get some damage. Mord gonna get the kill. Looks like they're gonna keep pursuit here, but Pancake on 4 might be able to get mostly away. Not quite gonna be able to get away. Gonna maybe look for the hook. not gonna be off cooldown. Gonna get some good damage, but forcing the flash, exhaust, out. Good gank. Good initiation by the bot lane of Apes.
Yeah, I mean, once Blitzcrank presses W, runs at you, and since he did take called, I forget what it's called, not Everfrost, Glacial Augment.
Glacial.
He hits you with that E, and it sends out all those little slows everywhere, and it really prevents the Aphelios from getting away. And Aphelios not having any dashes, can't even dash out of the moored E after the fact, and gets caught up, and first blood goes over to the moored, who is not showing on my scoreboard as first blood. Nothing is updating for my scoreboard, but
try closing it and opening it again. If you hit tab, it closes it, and then you can open it up. It should fix that, but
it did.
Sweet.
And it is currently updating, so even better.
Blitz flashing over here, forcing the flash out. Looks like not gonna be able to quite get anything going on here. It looks like Zanrick almost goes down. Vex getting the kill though. Very good switching off on the turret. Very good heads up play from the bot lane and the jungler.
Yeah, I mean, that was very good coordination, and you know, come in, the Blitzcrank forces out the flash, which allows the Mord to put down the E and get the damage.
Yep.
And then Blitz tanking the turret allows Vex to flash forward, use an ability, and get the autos off that they needed to get the kill there.
Yep. And then Blitz should be back here, so they can't really die at bot lane. Although it looks like Talon's gonna go for the Drake. Which, you know, that's important. Getting Ocean Drake early. That's gonna help a lot throughout the game. Getting some, what is it? It gives you a little bit of regen, correct? Before it's soul?
Yeah, I believe it's 2% missing health. That's what it is. Every 5 seconds. If you hover the little icon up by the scoreboard, it actually gives it
awesome.
Cool too. It'd be nice if they do that for everything, but either way, it's good. Blitz going in, getting the pop-up, but big Lulu shield saves a lot of the early damage, but the barrier's not going to be able to out-sustain the Kaisa there. Pancake on floor is in some trouble.
Yep, and it looks like Talon's here to try to help.
Now
Does get some damage.
Going into the 1v1 round, but he goes invisible and is able to get out, flashes away, and ends up going down.
Phantom goes down. They're going to chase Lulu here through the river. And they're probably going to end up getting the E off again. I bet you Blitz is going to get another kill. Yep, gets the bonk. Lux comes in a little bit late on the ult, but didn't know if Blitz was there. So it looks like it is going towards Apes now. You know, swift turn of events from last game where it looks like Blue Sun's just better. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's a 5-1 game at the moment. I think the Apes are just doing a lot better job this game of like coordinating some plays, getting the jungler in there. As another fight breaking out top lane, it seems like all the little scrapping they're doing is really taking directed camera away from the rest of the game.
Yep. It's like every 2 seconds you see something going on in that top lane. They don't like each other, you know? Apparently they're big nemesis.
A big kingdom up there. Very good trades going down there from DrMcWeenBean, but it is Garen. He's got that passive. He'll just steal it up. As another plate, gonna go down to the Krabby Patties bot.
Yep, and it looks like Jax a little bit lowish on mana. He's getting some mana back now. Was a little bit lower a couple seconds ago. But it was decently low. It looks like they got wind that Blitz is up here, so Doc is just getting pulled around every which way. Gonna be some big
Very good
damage.
Q into an E with an ultimate there from the Lux. Doing big damage, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to turn this fight as there's 4 members here now from the Apes and PhantomGamerHD getting chased into the enemy jungle.
Yep.
Kolossal Kortex jumping on a Nova, gets the kill with the ult and the extra auto.
And Phantom's trying to do a sneaky back here. They just gave up on him. They
Gets through.
gonna get out. What a legend. Oh man.
I mean, ideally, it's the bot lane here. You really want to punish the enemy ADC for having the roaming support, but with it being a Lulu, there's not much you can do in the way of forcing a fight. So
Yep.
the best I can settle for is some turret damage and the free farm, because that Kai'Sa will lose farm under the turret.
Yeah, and even with that, like, they only gave up one plate really during that worth of HP on the turret. They already got one when Zanrick was making his way up there, so they didn't really lose all that much. What was that, 100 and...
We're prepping another go down here in the bot lane with more coming in. Blitz WN gonna be able to get the Hanak up onto the Aphelios. Aphelios flashing out. Kai'Sa using the R, getting exhausted. Doesn't get the pool or Mord. But PhantomGame is here on the backside. Cheeze is dangerously low with no mana. Gets taken down by Nova with the snipe. And Dorski's still in here, stuck in his own realm, and is gonna get slowed down from the entire team. I would imagine he ends up going down here on the backside of the fight.
Yep, 100% goes down here. And it's a shutdown going to Aphelios, who is going to be one of the big damage dealers late game. Big deal getting Aphelios a little bit of gold here, especially that Kai'Sa has a kill and an assist. It puts them a little more on even footing considering their gold situation here.
Nova looking for a cheeky find over the wall, but the Tribush was boarded, so they knew that was coming.
Yep. And, you know, Zanrick could have been playing mind games there, trying to get it back, but it did delay his back, and now that Drake's up, he's not going to have much vision to contribute. He can't go back, get some wards, and, you know, that's a big deal. Even though it's Blitz, that, you know, he does have a pull and everything, like, people can burst down, so, yeah, so that... The little cheekiness, even though it was warded, I think low-key, really good play given Drake coming up can prevent some additional wards going down.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely weren't set up there for the dragon. Krabby Patties able to grab up the second dragon, which means we are going to have a Cloud Drake, which should mean Cloud Soul, I think? Or I don't remember how that works. But
Eventually.
We'll see shortly. I believe it's the third
Yes.
dragon is the Soul Dragon.
Correct. Third Drake, it does come out to Soul Dragon. Regardless of how many more are slain later in the game. So, if Red Side keeps it up, they could be looking at Soul here if they don't keep on... or if they keep up with what they're doing, pardon me. Looks like ADCs are doing the ADC thing, farming a lot right now. Looking at the CS numbers, Aphelios a little bit ahead. It looks like Kai'Sa's coming here to pick up some jungle creeps. Probably going to be picking up the red as well because it's about up. They did pick it up before. Talon up here preemptively knowing what's going to go on. Nova rotating as well. It looks like Lulu's here, going to be in the mid lane to pick up some of the CS. But they're just really trying to do damage control up here. Ooh, almost got by with that. That would have been a great hook.
Ooh,
Looks like a big play.
DrMcWeenBean with a big stun. And a lot of abilities to use flashes coming out. Nobody goes down. Very low health members on both teams, but here he is here.
One Pancake on floor, rotating up. A little late to the party, but, you know, gotta watch out for here because Lulu will die to the Vex getting caught out. So it's not really worth face checking. You know, sometimes it's just better to give up vision and not rotate with somebody until you see them. Yeah.
I think Apes were still looking for maybe either a Blitzcrank pull there or maybe Vex. Got eyes on PhantomGamerHD as they jump in and catch him. Sitting on a ward, trying to back. Gets that ultimate down and dives in there. Gets a kill for himself.
Really good pickup too. Like, puts Vex on a killing spree. Probably going to be going back here soon after clearing a wave or two. Going to be sitting on an item more than likely. Looks like core item timer's probably coming up here real soon. So, good pickup to be had, especially with Talon Jungle, who doesn't really shine if they're not ahead. They're kind of a little spookier in name than... They have a little more bark than bite, so to speak, you know?
Yeah. Might have been a little bit of greedy of a back there to back. You know, could have popped the wall into his own red side where it's most likely... Or jungled. Not warded. But...
Yep. Looks like Filio's gonna get it back here. Got Gale Force, got the Yellow Boy boots, got a serrated Dirk. So transitioning here into a little bit of the armor ignoring items, knowing that more than likely you're gonna start stacking armor. Already got the steel caps top. Surprised that Garen is not going for the grievous wounds. What is it? I can't remember the name of it.
Bramble
Thornmail.
vest?
Bramble. There it is. Said it earlier, couldn't remember. But Garen picking
Yeah,
up
he
some
does
gold.
have a long sword. Maybe he's gonna build an executioner's.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't really see... neither of the executioner items really fit into Garen's build that well. I mean, kind of the Campunk sword, I think it's called. That would kind of fit, but he's probably just going straight into a Triforce, I would imagine.
Yep. And actually one of the big things with Garen that people don't really pay attention to is his E hits. The amount done during the time the ability's up actually scales with attack speed. So if you go the crit item, you can or like the crit executioner's item, the one that gives attack speed, you can actually use that to get some extra damage out of your E on top of doing damage with the healing reduction. Oh, Drake coming back up. Here
He's that
again.
Cloud Drake.
Yep. Oh.
Gonna be third Drake for the Krabby Patties. They got some good vision setup right now. And they are, since being on the red side, they also are on the better side for the Drake. But DrMcWeenBean kind of getting caught out, but Lulu able to ult flashes over the wall. And looks like they're going to be able to secure this Drake unless Dorski flashes over and straight up steals it away from PhantomGamer. And subsequent fight going the way of the A.P.E.S as they do have the big tanky boys. And Farius still up, doing a lot of damage here on the backside. If he's able to kite out the rest of the team there, they might actually turn the fight around into their favor. But Garen is still in the top lane, putting down some work on that second tier turret.
Yeah, that was great from the Farius. You know, not getting too deep in there too early, like letting everything kind of fall in place before you can start really getting damage. Because sometimes, you know, you're the ADC, you always think like, oh, I have to be in there. And then Kai'Sa did get in there, and now at the end of the fight, whenever, you know, that little bit of sustained damage would be great, Kai'Sa can't fight because now Kai'Sa's on, you know, 400 or 500 HP. Aphelios is practically full. So, you know, very good positioning play from them. Got the Drake actually over to the blue side. So, you know, stalling the soul here by, you know, another 10 minutes-ish, assuming that it goes straight over. Zanrick caught out, maybe?
Might have found a pick, but Mord and ihri are close here in the mid lane.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a very good flash over the wall into steal there from Dorski to pick up that drag. Prevents the third drag from going the way of Krabby Patties. They're going to drop second Herald here in the mid lane. Not going to be able to crack it, I don't think, unless somebody really dives under the turret.
Yep. Looks like Mord's going to take
hit.
lethal here. Yep.
Yeah, very good route there from Nova.
Yeah. Biting off a little too much there, maybe thinking the tower's going to go down. And gets a little too greedy. And then...
Pancake popping Australias, they were looking for a fight there, but very aware on the side of A.P.E.S to just back off, seeing that there's 4 members there at the... And Talon's gonna go steal some Jungle King.
Yep. Looks like they know Garen's moving around. Talon gonna be picked off here. Yep. gonna get in trouble, you know. Just because the jungler went down doesn't mean that not everybody else is gonna want to collapse on you. So, just something you gotta be fearful for.
No,
Let's get in the fingertip queue.
Yeah, that was the very, very end of that blitz queue. But making it work, getting the pick.
Yeah, very good rotations coming out so far. Even though initially they lost somebody, very good stand group still, knowing that people are probably going to be spreading out, getting maybe a little bit greedy, and, being where they need to be at the right time to pick up some gold. And then the Nefarious in the bot lane here just going to try to pick up the tower, at least trade something, get something going.
Yeah, trade the tier 2 for your mid lane, which is almost dead anyhow. I mean, I think that's a pretty good trade because tier 2s, I believe, are worth more now than they used to be, at least. I'm not sure if they're more than the first ones.
And even then, it unlocks your split push a little bit more. You do have a Jax with Ignite. He's going to be hard to duel, especially if Jax starts getting a little bit of items here. Jax is kind of in an awkward, not quite strong yet, but getting close. So, once Jax gets to the point where they can start split pushing a little bit, having that tier 2 down in the bot lane when Baron's up is going to be a big deal if you can get some positional advantage. Even though, you don't have TP, Garen dies, you're losing your inhib, more than likely.
I think the play, though, for the Apes would be to just send the Vex down there. Vex with that passive, able to stack up the fear a lot quicker into the Jax, so even if Jax were to jump, she could insta-fear and walk away from the counter-strike. And then she also has TP to answer a Baron call, if need be, which they do have the Vex down there splitting at the moment. Jax obviously not down there to answer, but I think that would be the play if Jax does start going to the side lane while they're looking for a Baron.
Yep, and I think even though right now the blue side was setting up vision around the Baron, they got 3 wards down, I saw. Well, it looks like Phantom's going to get picked up here. An ult coming out of Vex.
But a big pull there from Ward, and that's a kill down onto Nova, actually. PhantomGamer getting picked up immediately afterwards. Pancake trying to run for the tower, but going to get taken down as well. And another kill for ihri there on the Vex. Looking for a dive. This might be a little bit bold. Garen probably going to be able to get through here and use the R to kill him, but he does trade for the Vex there.
I mean, to me, Aphelios is your big damage right now, and getting shutdowns onto Aphelios is a pretty big deal. Oh, my scoreboard is still not working. There it is. Boom. Mine's giving hiccups too.
Mine's been good since the little tab update, yeah. But they do lose the bot tier 2, or tier 1, I mean, sorry. As Nova getting hooked by the Blitzcrank there, it goes down immediately.
Looks like people being a little too willing to pull the trigger, even though they're behind on the red side here. Oh, and barely getting out of that. That would have been another good pull. More than likely another kill going over to the side of Apes and giving them an even stronger gold lead than the 4 to 5k they're setting at right now.
Yeah, I mean, vision is going to be real important here for Krabby Patties to not get picked off as around these big objectives from that Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank has been showing a little proficiency with those hooks and catching people off guard or out of position.
Yep, and that's kind of the thing with Blitz is, you're big in division like Zanrick is, and you can start punishing people for being out of position with Blitz pretty easily, because you just tell them to get over here and they get over there. Looks like Blitz gonna be backing out. A little bit of vision going around here. Gale Force needing to be used.
Looking for a hook there, but the team wasn't too awful close. Chez with with no mana, don't know how willing he would be to even get into a fight there. But he does end up getting, like you said, that Gale Force cooldown. It's a pretty long cooldown. I think it's 90 seconds.
Yeah, 90 seconds to a minute. Let's see here. It says it is 110. Pretty big cooldown they'll be taken away.
Yeah, and that's a lot. Like, is the mobility for the Aphelios in the team fight. I mean, it still has flash, but to have both the dash and the flash in a team fight is really nice to either get out of like a moored pull or jump away from Vex.
Yep. Yeah, and especially that Blitz Q now is on what? Probably a super low cooldown. Let's see here.
Probably about 12.
Yeah, 12 seconds almost, a little bit under. So, you're sitting on a pretty good trade. And also, Blitz is sitting on the Hex Flash, which is a great tool to close gaps as well. So, it is a vision game right now. Just make sure you have vision so you don't get picked off. And Jack's here.
For the fight on the DrMcWeenBean, igniting him. DrMcWeenBean saving his ignite at the moment, but gets R'd by the Garen and goes down.
Yep. Garen's just ahead right now, and Jax doesn't have the items to do anything considering Thornmail's completed, and he's only sitting on Bork, really. And a Baron goes over. Objective bounties are coming up. So, we'll see what happens.
And I'm looking for a kill on the Kolossal, but I think Kolossal's just a little bit too tanky right now. Has the Thornmail, has the tabbies, or the plated steel caps. And also a ton of HP, so it's gonna be really hard to take down without that Aphelios.
Oh yeah, like I think Aphelios is like the key to their success right now. It's gonna be keep him alive and keep Nefarious farming and getting more and more gold. Yeah, Vex, like you said, going in the bot lane, trying to push that before. Not necessarily matching the Jax right now, but was in the bot lane. Drag is going to come up here pretty soon. Probably going to be third going over to the blue side here. Blitzhook just going a little bit wide as they're getting some damage on the tower here.
I'd root onto the Blitz. I'm curious if they're going to actually take this fight, as they did see Vex in the bot lane. Just Garen up top. Don't pull the trigger at all.
Yep.
And it looks like they're trying to collapse on this Garen, who does have a 300 gold shutdown. Would be really nice for the Aphelios. The rest of the team coming up here on the backside. Big damage going down on the PhantomGamer. Alright, Shed's going to the backside, but gets exhausted. Ends up getting taken down. Ends up taking down both Nefarious and Pancake on the floor. And Garen just doing Garen things on the backside with Vex.
Yeah, that was a really clean team fight from the blue side. They just, turned what could have been a really bad situation into, we just need to collapse because we were noticing they were collapsing. The vision control, very good on the side of A.P.E.S here. When they definitely need to maintain it, given that Blitz is kind of the catalyst for initiating stuff with their team. So it looks like it's going to be a double blue side here. One to A.P.E.S and one to the Krabby Patties. My bad.
What's the secret recipe?
Give me the formuoli.
Ravioli.
Alright, so sadly, I think we all probably have the advanced details broken.
I have mine. I think. Oh, maybe not. I had it. Oh, there it goes. It is up. If I give it a second, it will come up. You can share screen if yours doesn't work. And if you have any questions regarding the advanced details.
Not right now. Scanning, because you can scan through a couple of them. I just kind of wanted to see where most people are at.
Mine's actually completely broken now.
Oh, yeah. Big fun. Hopefully that'll be fixed.
If anybody in chat has any questions for the either teams or either any particular players from the games. We'll probably get them here in a second to do some post-game interviews.
Yeah, we'll see what goes on, but very good games. Definitely seemed like blue side was the side to be on for this. Both times, whoever was on blue team got ahead, and then just kind of took the lead and didn't give anything up. And that kind of just shows you that sometimes when you get ahead and you have the draft set up to let your carries carry and let your pick team work, that, sometimes it's a freight train that doesn't stop rolling, and putting them in the right hands, it's really, really hard to stop them. There were only a couple of times where there was any semblance of hope when one of the teams got ahead and the other one got something back for it.
Yeah, I think the A.P.E.S just they played a lot better together and really executed what they wanted to do with the Blitzcrank in the second game, a little more compared to the first. And they were ready when they were looking for the hooks, and when they got the hooks, it was really just a one-sided fight at that point because, like we were commentating on before the game even started, nobody from the Krabby Patties really wants to get hooked. So once you're in there, it's almost a guaranteed kill so long as someone's there to follow up, and that kind of ended up turning a lot of the mid game into a big snowball for them. So
Yep, and I think that kind of showed how coordinated the Apes are together. A lot of talking going on, that Blitz wasn't just pulling somebody and, Blitz is sitting there alone, twiddling thumbs like, okay, guys, what's going on? So, great work from them on the communication and making sure that, Blitz isn't just going in there alone. So if anybody from either team wants to hop in, we'll
going to
get
Anthem at the moment.
Yep, get some interviews
And
going.
we can talk to the players. Ah, there they are. There they are.
Many bangs and many boops.
Come on. Come on. Doors open.
Alrighty. I don't know if anybody else is going to be joining us. We'll give it another, couple seconds here. But while that's going on, question of the day. We were wondering, what does A.P.E.S stand for? Hit us with it. We must know. Dorski or whoever.
I'll unserver mute him. I guess.
No. Here we go. A.P.E.S means all plans end sadly.
Or is that a meme? Based off of what Zanrick said, wrong answers only.
I don't know. It could mean apple pies, empanadas, and sausage. But
Oh, that would be a good one. I would
it's
like
like
that.
my grocery
the team's
list.
favorite food? Favorite meal?
Maybe.
All together? Alrighty. Well, I will start off some team questions, I guess, with pick band strats for game one. I will send it over to Krabby Patties, I guess, first, since you guys did have blue side and first pick. Oh, let me unmute. Sorry.
Yeah, so this was for pick bands.
Yes, sir. For game one.
Yep. So game one, we actually ended up changing it a little bit once the E was open. So that was definitely not the plan going into game one. But we had first pick. Obviously, I will take E any given day that anyone leaves it open. So with the E being open, we definitely snagged that. And we were pretty confident with our picks going down the line. Typically, we put mid in a position to play only AP champs, but we had the Vidar bot ready to stale. So that was able to put our mid lane on Yone, which worked really well into a snowball team comp, and we got what we wanted with our pick man phase there.
Alrighty. conversely, on the other side of the rift, A.P.E.S and Dorski or whomever does draft for you guys.
Zanrick, you want to take this one away? Zanrick's our draft guy.
So this one we really wanted to have like the Zach flex pick because we can play it like support or jungle. But seeing the Master Yi, we weren't sure how that would work out, so it was almost a guaranteed support pick when we picked it. Much like Danny forgetting about the Iron Fleet, we forgot about Master Yi. So that was an issue. We wanted to have a really fighty go in bot lane. That's why we picked the Zac Trist, but Vigar and Lulu made that kind of impossible, which is why we picked the Vi, so we could have something unstoppable to get through the cage. After that, we were kind of still picking comfort. We picked the Mord first because we weren't sure if we would want to put it in the top lane or the mid lane. And when we saw Jax, we decided that the Mord was going to go mid and the Garen would go top. So lots of flex plays.
Yeah. Name of game. Isopus, if you're not on the phone, do you have any questions from game one?
From game one. Sorry about that. Had a random call, but yeah, from game one, when you guys got the Master Yi, was it just like, oh yes, we got our strong pick. We weren't expecting it. We're just gonna pick it now. Is it like insta lock? We think we're gonna win, or were you guys still thinking that it's gonna be a rough time if they pick some really strong CC against you guys for Phantom?
Yeah, in terms of just playing Yi in itself right now, like I was confident on anything that they really picked. Definitely some game confidence. Like we had already planned to pick Lulu, and like that just made the Lulu pick even stronger as we got Lulu. So like anything that I might have been worried about, was definitely alleviated like right with that pick. And then just having Vigar, Yone, Jax, like the amount of hyper carries that we had on our team, like if I wasn't able to do great on the Yi, and have to build a little more off build, we still had some really snowbally characters.
Yeah, and it did show that you guys got ahead, and it just kind of freight train rolled away the rest of the game. It was definitely a blue side game. And speaking of blue sided games in game 2, how did you guys feel on the side of the A.P.E.S? What was the draft plan going in? Game 1 was a little bit rough. Had some big hiccups. Didn't go according to plan. What did you guys want to do? Because it looked like you guys mostly picked very similar to how you did the first time. What did you want to change up?
Well, after the first game, just everyone took a breather. We got our heads back. And then we decided we wanted to get Cheeze on like a Kaisa or a Jinx or maybe a Kog'Maw. And then Zanrick wanted to play a little bit of Engage. So we ended up going with that. And then ihri wanted to get on the Vex because we thought it was going to be like a Yone or a Yasuo. And then, so we ended up picking the Vex for that. And then we just ran back the top lane matchup again. Because it didn't go awful. It was pretty fair. And then I just went with Mordekaiser for comfort.
And that being said, it worked out pretty well. Y'all played pretty well together, letting Zanrick get some vision around and trying to be proactive with pulling people in because, there wasn't really anybody that wanted to be pulled in, as RIPDusty said, maybe the Jax. But pretty much everybody else on the side of Krabby Patties weren't really wanting to go in, weren't really screaming, pull me in. And with that, what was the thought behind the Talon pick for the jungle? Because I was thinking maybe Nocturne would come out, because I know you like Nocturne Phantom, but I'm not, I don't know what you guys wanted to do with game 2.
Yeah, so for game 2, in terms of the jungle pick, I actually think Talon, outside of the Blitzcrank, Talon is a pretty strong pick into the majority of that team, especially into Vex Kaisa. Talon, if you can get your feet off the ground, which did not happen with that dirty blitzcrank, you can tend to help snowball the game and just kind of go out of control, being a roaming assassin. So definitely feel comfortable on him. Was solid going into that. We just kind of got blitzcranked.
Yep. Definitely was a big vision thing that I saw. Like, you guys were battling around a lot of vision, and Blitz has a really good ability to stop you contesting for vision. So, but yeah, great games from both teams. If you don't have any other questions, RIPDusty, or in the chat, we could head over to MVPs.
Mr. Eminick did have a question for Zanrick if you're here.
Oh, what? Huh?
Okay. Yeah. Eminick asked, what is your philosophy on the first Herald versus early Dragons, seeing as you roamed for the Herald in both games?
Yeah, so first Herald, if you can get it to crash before 14 minutes, is going to give you a lot of gold value, right? And that gold is going to give you a lot more stats on champions than any of the first dragons will. And yeah, sure, if you can get all 4 dragons, it gives you soul, but you need all 4. And how often does the enemy team just let you have that? It's much easier to secure subsequent dragons if you get the gold from Rift crashing and taking plates first.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that, maybe not so much like, I'm not saying this is why you roamed, but it being a Lulu support in both games, you can't really punish too hard on the ADC
Yeah.
who can get solo farm and solo XP. So it's
Yeah,
at most they get
absolutely.
a plate or 2, while the Rift Herald can definitely get 3 plates. So
Yeah, absolutely. It's much more of an option into lanes that have like low kill pressure, which is the current meta. So if anyone playing a roaming support is probably gonna start roaming for objectives as often as possible.
very good. Hopefully that answers Eminick's question to the best of the ability. If anybody has anything, feel free to speak up at the moment. Oh yeah, yeah. So we'll go with the side of Krabby Patties first, since he had blue side game 1. If you want to do MVP for enemy team and your team, if you would like, for both games, please.
Yeah. So we'll go with the first game. I think MVP is gonna go over to Zanrick. I think the game was pretty one-sided. Like we just kind of snowballed out of control, but I think Zanrick had a good couple like different areas of engage where he got some pretty good CC off. Like he was trying. They just didn't have the damage to follow it up because of the snowball, but it was definitely a good effort. And then on our team, I'd have to give it to Dusty for the last minute sub. Was much appreciated. And it gave us a game that we could play. Right, we were almost a player down. So much appreciated there.
Alrighty, and then anything for game 2 that would you like to touch on? Same thing as well.
Yep. So game 2, enemy MVP. It's got to go to Blitz. It's got to go to Zanrick again. Very different reason. Zanrick rolled over that game. Like the vision control was insane. On a team that we were playing is very vulnerable, right? Like we got Talon, Lux, and Aphelios. With Jax in the top lane a little separated, but Talon, Jax, Aphelios. Definitely some vulnerable laners to Moby Boots Blitzcrank. And we just got murdered on the vision control. So he kind of just had his way with us the entire game. So definitely going to Zanrick there. And then for our MVP, I'd have to give it to Nefarious. I think on Aphelios, he potentially, if we wouldn't have gotten caught in that last fight, would have been able to scale and help turn the game a different way. Played pretty well in a couple of our team fights to get him those kills, and then keep a good farm lead for himself, even while the team was behind. So that's my game 2.
Alrighty, and then conversely for side of the apes, if you want to go for game 1 and game 2.
Yeah. I'm gonna have the same MVPs for both games. For our team, I'm gonna have to give it over to Zanrick. And for Phantom's team, I'm definitely gonna have to give it to Phantom. It's the craziest Master Yi I've ever seen.
Alrighty. Anybody want to make any closing statements before I make my own?
Good
I'd
game.
like to
Alright.
throw out that that the Master Yi game was a once in a lifetime thing, so we don't need to worry about banning it in the future. That won't happen again, so don't worry about it, everyone.
Right.
My team will not ban it. I will tell you that. Key, I'm not on the team.
Alrighty. Well, with that being said, next game should be on Wednesday at 7:30. It'll be I5 versus the French Toasters. So hopefully people can tune in, and people who aren't playing can hopefully get a little watch in. But if not, it's all good.
7:30 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, 7:30 Eastern on Wednesday is that game. But I don't have anything else. Thank you for casting, Mr. RIPDusty, and I'll let Miss Airy close us out then.
We stay where the music plays, where the drop below, where the people sway. Rising with each beat of the music is bringing real flames in the fire that keeps burning. We're inviting the night in. Welcome, my heart's so full, I'm devoting myself to the night. There's no motive, we're just listening, we're existing. We stay where the music plays, where the drop below, where the people sway. I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with